My immense gratitude to the holy feet of Paramatma and Gurudev Upadhyay Praveen Rishi Maharaj Sahib for showering his grace upon me to be an instrument in delivering the Uttaradhyayana Sutra in English. Aram afternoon everyone. I Sadhvi Arohi welcome the devotees gathered here to listen to the sacred techniques of the 24th Tirthankar Paramatma Mahaveer and to participate in worshipping the Srimad Uttaradhyayana Sutra. This sutra holds great significance as it contains the last words of Paramatma Mahaveer before his salvation. I would be presenting the English version of Gurudev Rishi Praveen's discourse on the Srimad Uttaradhyayana. Today is the 10th day of our humble effort. We will try to understand and absorb the secrets of chapter 18 and part of 19 as decoded by Gurudev Sriji. Let's take permission from Tirthankar Paramatma to feel and experience in our soul, in our knowledge, the divine Samosharan of Paramatma along with the 8 divine Pratiharis. Bowing down in devotion to Paramatma Mahaveer, seek permission to sing the hymn of devotion and listen to the sacred words of Paramatma. Get ready for Samosharan meditation. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Again inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel your breath, feel yourself and say, Shraddha Mayo Aham, Shraddha Mayo Aham, Shraddha Mayo Aham. I am filled with devotion. Feel the devotion in you. My devotion is extraordinary. Feel your body from toe to head. The creator of this body, the source of every emotion in me, is my own soul. Jam disai tam lahai, jam disai tam lahai. This soul gets and becomes what it sees. Till today we have only seen the materialistic world and we got that. Today let's come see Paramatma and receive him. Let's see Paramatma's divine Samosharan in our own soul, clearing the darkness of all 4 gati are the 4 entrances and the crystal steps. From your legs till your hip, feel the pure, bright, white, radiant enclosure made of silver to destroy the evil in all 4 gati. To feel the pure conduct from hip till your belly is the divine golden enclosure and the crystal steps. To experience the divine gati and divine knowledge is the 3rd enclosure of gemstones. From belly till your heart, in all 4 directions are the Vedurya gemstone archways. At the center of the heart is the radiant crystal throne on which is seated the divine temple form, lustrous golden hue body of Paramatma, showering compassion on all are his pure eyes, hearing the misery of every being in the world are the long ears, a prominent nose, emitting divine voice is the divine throat, Huge broad chest with Srivasa offering protection to all beings are the divine feet. Chamrendra and Balendra are fanning Paramatma with divine fans and 3 divine umbrellas. Freeing everyone from sadness is the Ashoka tree. Deities in heaven are singing and playing the divine sounds, and all the devotees are filled in devotion in this atmosphere. With Paramatma's divine words, divine flowers are being showered upon, setting the religious order in the world is the Paramatma's Dharma Chakra. Touching the sky is the Dharma flag. Enlightening the world is the aura of Paramatma. All 4 sides of Paramatma, men, women, deities, monks, animals, are connecting to the divine form of Paramatma. Sudharma Swami, filled with devotion, sings the auspicious hymn of Paramatma Mahaveer that can awaken the inner form of Paramatma, the invisible power. Feel devotion within you. Feel Paramatma, the invisible power of Paramatma. Feel it. Visualize it. Open your eyes. In today's sermon, Gurudev urges everyone to read the Prakrut verses of Srimad Uttaradhyayana Sutra. The explanation is only 1 paise of the rupee. The hidden meaning in these words, in these letters, can be known only with devotion. He says, my explanation is limited. They cannot open the secrets of these verses. Reading the Prakrit verses in devotion will negate your negative knowledge karmas and unleash the knowledge within you. These words have power of both Tirthankar Paramatma's Nam Karma Punya and Gandhar Sudharma Swami's powers. For the rendition of Virstuti, hymn in appreciation of Paramatma and Prakrit verses of Uttaradhyayana Sutra, follow the link in the description box. Namo Suyadevayaye, Namo Suyadevayaye, Namo Suyadevayaye. Many a times, people commit a mistake and run away. Even though we run away from the mistakes for that moment, the mistakes follow us forever. Those who do not run away after making a mistake, but realize the mistake and confess before a guru, walk the path of success. The exceptional chapter 18, titled Sanjayjam, speaks about how a sinner who accepts his mistakes and opens the path of spirituality in his life. Let's hear this chapter with a goal, with a feeling, with a determination that when I make a mistake, I will not run away, but I wake up in those moments. Gurudev says, one who awakens in the moments of sin, their sin comes to an end. So far we have always been hunting, attacking others who are weak, those who do not trouble others. We have always dominated and attacked many people in our lives, at times by anger, by arrogance, by greed or deceit. These 4 have been the means of our attack. We have been running from our mistakes for infinite births. Now let's take support of Paramatma and make ourselves strong by heart. Let's pray. Please close your eyes and pray. If I ever get the opportunity to come across a Guru, I will sit before him and seek forgiveness for the harm I have caused to the others and for the attitude of aggression within me. Gurudev says, if such power awakens within us, then this chapter will truly manifest in our lives. Open your eyes. A city named Kampilya was ruled by King Sayati. The king once went hunting with his 4 troops. Gurudev says a hunter is misunderstood to be a brave person. A bravo is one who fights with someone with equal force and power as his. The hunter usually has all the arms, force and power, but the victims are unarmed. A hunter, though appears to be strong, is in fact weak. All the animals who were being hunted by King Sayati were running to save their lives. In the same jungle, there was a Keshar garden where a great saint, Acharya Gardabhali, was in deep meditation. It was not easy to disturb him. The reason behind his deep meditation state was he had overcome the inflow of negativity in him. He had closed doors of all 5 senses through which negativity seeps in. A deer who was hit by the king's arrow kept running to save his life. He ended his last breath at the feet of his great saint. Gurudev says, may such a moment come in our life that when we close eyes, we are at the feet of our Guru, our Paramatma. On the other side, Sayati king too reached there with his troops and saw the deer fallen dead and the great saint meditating. Usually people don't want to get caught after their wrong deeds and run away before anyone notices them. But the king was from a well-cultured background. Despite seeing the yogi did not run away, instead he thought that the deer might have been related to the saint, to have come and fallen at his feet in the last moments. He thought, if that was so, then the consequences would be very dangerous. And so he decided to bow down to the saint. Those who foresee and worry about the consequences of the bad deeds are the ones who realize it and move toward overcoming their mistakes through spiritual practices. King Sayati bows down at the feet of Acharya Gardabhali and asks forgiveness to him. But seeing no response from the saint, his fears start growing and he begs and cries for his mistakes. The saint, who was an ocean of forgiveness, whose purpose was to free all from fear, hears the king's plea and forgives him. The saint breaks his meditation and starts enlightening the king. He tells him this worldly life is temporary, so you have to leave all this and go someday. Then why do you kill someone for whom you are doing all this? After you go, your wealth, your assets will be taken over by them, and you will only take along your karmas. Why are you accumulating? Why don't you walk the path of dharma? Gurudev says, we have all heard this many a times, but there is no impact on our lives. But here in this context, the words spoken by Acharya Gardabali were not just words that were coming out from his mouth, but possessed the power of his meditation. The immense energy and vibrations of his meditation were passed along with words. With the power of these vibrations, the king realized two concepts, one samveg and second nirved. The thirst and desire of coming out of this worldly suffering is called samveg. I repeat, please listen cautiously. The thirst and desire of coming out of this worldly suffering is called samveg, and becoming detached from all the worldly attachments and luxuries is nirved. The moment these two concepts take birth within us is the moment that our journey of self-realization begins. The king could sense the suffering. He saw all the pleasures as a bond, a knot, and to free himself from the pleasures, the luxuries, the accumulations, a feeling of detachment took birth in him. The feeling of extreme freedom from all gives birth to spirituality. Gurudev says, one who awakens this samveg and nirved, the inner power is suffice to then overcome all karmas. The seed of samveg and nirved had taken birth in Sayyati Raja, and he decided to accept monkhood. Acharya Gardabali gave him exceptional in-depth wisdom and made him so capable that everyone seeing the charm on his face, his aura, could know that he was a great saint. While wandering to different places, he happened to meet another Kshatriya saint who was so impressed by the bliss and peace that showed on his face that he could not resist but ask who was his spiritual teacher or guru, under whose guidance has he mastered these spiritual techniques. To this, Sayyati Muni answered that his guru name is Acharya Gardabali, who has blessed him with the spiritual knowledge and under whose guidance he is moving forward in his spiritual journey. The Kshatriya saint was so impressed with his character that he wanted to discuss more with him. He asked him more intense questions like what is action, what is inaction, what is ignorance, and what is humility. To this, Sayyati Muni felt that instead of answering these questions, it would be more meaningful to hear the answers from the Kshatriya saint only, because the Kshatriya saint seemed to be more knowledgeable to him. This reflected Sayyati Muni's thirst to learn and acquire more knowledge. Sayyati requested the Kshatriya saint to put light on these questions. Seeing the Sayyati's thirst and interest, the Kshatriya saint showered his ocean of wisdom upon Sayyati Muni. The Kshatriya saint said, always live in action, never fall into the trap of inaction, don't become a refuge of ignorance, and always worship true humility. The Kshatriya saint introduced himself and said that he had descended from heaven after completing his birth as a celestial deity and had now chosen the path of meditation and self-awareness. The Kshatriya saint opened his heart and shared all his knowledge and experiences. They had long discussions, and he had told stories of 10 Chakravartis and 9 kings. He spoke about the conduct, the lifestyle of these kings, and how the kings gave up their kingdom wealth and all luxuries to walk the path of inner peace. Motivating Sanyati Muni, the Kshatriya saint said, "We have left nothing in comparison to those kings." Gurudev says, the chapter gives us a message. May your souls be ignited towards the path of Sanyam, in front of which the luxury wealth of Chakravarti kings also seems very minute. Sanyam, a life of self-discipline, is not that which leads you to the desire of going to heaven, not that in which outside attraction develops within us. Sanyam, self-discipline, is that in which a curiosity arises. The luxury and power that we can't even think or dream of is possessed by a Chakravarti king. Still, what is such that they feel the need of foregoing everything and walking the path of self-discipline? What is so great in Sanyam life that is not there in possessing the kingdom of 6 worlds? No power and luxury can help you sense the power of soul. No fame can make you a devotee, and without self-discipline there is no way or path to know the truth. Kshatriya Muni tells to understand the purpose and the reason behind the path of self-discipline and never live in ignorance, in madness of materialistic things. Listening to these words of truth, many have swam, many are swimming, and many will swim over the ocean of darkness. So you also detach yourself from everything and walk the path of success. Concluding this chapter, let us all pray that may we also find a Guru who guides from the darkness of our anger, our ego, deceit and greed. Now we will say chapter 19. Namo Suyadevayaye, Namo Suyadevayaye, Namo Suyadevayaye. Chapter 19, title Miyaputtiyam, is about Mrugaputra, who vividly describes hell in this chapter. Gurudev says, we have all been to hell infinite times. Let's chant and listen to the words of this chapter with a goal. O Paramatma, worshipping these words, may they invoke feelings within us so that moving forward, no thoughts or no action of mine leads me to hell again. Mrugaputra was named after his mother, Mruga, for the unconditional love she bestowed on him that was admired by all. His real name was Balashri. He lived a very comfortable and luxurious life. One day Mrugaputra, sitting on the veranda of his palace, balcony of his palace, gazes outside and notices a prosperous and virtuous monk passing by. His eyes got glued to the monk. Many people walked by, but none noticed the monk the way Mrugaputra did. Gurudev says, we often see so many things, but lack the vision and the perception to see the virtuousness in the others. Mrugaputra had that vision to see the yogi walking by. Observing him, one question arises in his mind. Where have I seen such a monk earlier? Just like the food tasted earlier tempts one to eat when they see it again. Mrugaputra old memories makes him feel he has seen him before. He stares at him without blinking his eyes. His firm gaze leads him to detach from everything else, and past birth memories open up before him. He realizes he was in a heaven in the previous birth, and before that was a monk like the monk before him, practicing self-control. He goes to his parents and tells that I don't want to forever live in these perishable bodies. I wish to renounce the world and overcome the cycle of birth and death. I have been a monk and practiced self-control earlier, and I wish to go back to that lifestyle. So please give me permission. We shall listen and understand the conversation between them tomorrow. With this, I conclude my session today, expressing immense gratitude at the feet of Paramatma and Gurudev, and last but not the least, all the listeners to patiently listen these sermons. Thank you so much. I apologize if I have done any mistake. Aram Day. Thank you so much. Mangal Path.
Chattari Mangalam Arihanta Mangalam Siddha Mangalam Saho Mangalam Kevali Pannato Dhammo Mangalam Chattari Laguttamari Hanta Laguttamam Siddha Laguttamam Saho Laguttamam Kevali Pannato Dhammo Laguttamam Chattari Saranam Bhavanjhami Arihante Saranam Bhavanjhami Siddhe Saranam Bhavanjhami Sabho Saranam Bhavanjhami Kevali Pannatam Dhammam Saranam Bhavanjhami Arihanto ka Sharanam Siddho ka Sharanam Sadho ka Sharanam Dayan Dharma ka Sharanam Char Mangal Char Uttam Char Sharanam Dukkha Harana Sukha Karana और न शरणा कोई जो भवप्राणी करे आराधन अक्षय अमर पद होय वर्धमान शरण